Hello once again. It's Hok.
This is Lady Hawk.
And this is Hok
Talk.
Talk. She practice. Okay. Got practice in.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You wanted to be irritating today. It's fine.
That's every day. And we are back here at Parkitect because we like it. It's fun.
I don't think we've shown this game before.
Yeah, we have.
No, I think didn't that episode get scrapped?
Oh yeah, maybe.
It did.
It might have. Yeah. Like
we had audio issues.
We did. Okay, so yeah, that's right. We haven't done this one yet, huh? So yeah, we did. We had some we had issues. My video recorder and audio recorder software OBS decided it was going to update, and when it updated, it wiped my filters. It changed entirely how the filters worked for background noise and everything. So our last recording was a lot of that was fun. That was fun trying to piece together.
No, here's the problem with that is that you presented it to me like we were going to use it.
It was...
And I listened to it and I'm like, you can't hear half of what we're saying.
Yeah, it's like the tail end of the sentences were cut off because so we fixed it. It's fixed now.
Hawk fixed it. I did not fix
it. It's verified. It's verified. Well, we had a week of everything. I mean, it was last week. My computer crashed. The OBS updated. And something else happened. I don't remember. But yeah, we had a very technical problem with the weeks. So we're back and we're doing our thing and everything is working, knock on wood.
Hold your breath.
I'm not holding my breath. I'm too out of shape to do all that stuff. So.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Right.
It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, that's how it goes. We're getting old and starting to travel more because we're getting old. Yeah, so I guess I'll intro it since we didn't. This is Parkitect. It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Mm-hmm.
But let's like it a little more. I don't know if that's the way to say it.
It's a lot more complicated than Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would say. There's a lot more... intricacies, like they have the ability to build things underground, which totally I'm not capable of making that work. It just does not work for me. So Hawk ends up doing all of that. I just plug rides in and put trash cans down sometimes.
That one you just put down would have been great right here in this corner.
Okay, well, that's not where it's at.
What are the things? No, there's another one. I'll find something to put there. Do we have a double Ferris wheel?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'll do that real fast.
So this week we do not have a celeb side-eye. We have a husband side-eye because my husband is a fair-weathered fan. And we've been having this discussion probably for years at this point. But it really came to a head last week because he just can't stop talking crap about the Cardinals.
Am I wrong?
I'm not saying that they don't have issues. I'm saying that if you're a fan of a team, you're a fan of a team. Like, you don't decide. I mean, if you have a team that keeps getting in trouble or legal issues or drug issues, okay, fine. I get that. I get not wanting to be a fan of someone like that. But really, just because they have dumb owners half the time who make bad decisions and they're left dealing with it. I know you don't like Kyler Murray. Cool, whatever. I don't either. But, I was born and raised a Cowboys fan because Arizona didn't have teams. And my dad grew up a Cowboys fan. And so he jumped ship once Arizona had a team. My brother and I did not. So we're still Cowboys fans. They've had some rough years. I don't understand your fandom.
It's because you don't understand. It's like they say Cowboys had rough years. They never went more than 10 years without making the playoffs, right? You have the Cardinals, you have the Diamondbacks, you have the Coyotes, you have these Arizona teams that give you hope every now and then just either choke or just absolutely just never do it again. Like the Diamondbacks just made it to the World Series again. And they won one game. I'm like, okay, cool. You at least got there and won one, but at the same time, it's like, okay, how long is it going to be before you make it back? It's one of those where I don't hold my breath on them even making the playoffs next year because the status quo is an Arizona team does well for a short period of time. and then fizzles off the map for like a decade and a half.
Okay, but there are a lot of teams that never even make it that far.
I would be okay with that.
And of those teams that never make it that far, a lot of them have really loyal fans.
But they've also, like, it's all, you know, my boss talks about that a lot because he's from Jersey, is there's like a loyalty to the area. So they're loyal to the team because that's the community they're in, and that's just what it is. You know, it's like the East Coast, they're a little more into the community thing. You know, we don't do that out here. And a lot of people out here, like if you go walk around a Walmart or any store around here, you're going to see 14 different sport teams represented.
Right.
You know, so it's not like we're a sports town. Like the people like sports here, but it's so divided that there's no like loyal fan base. That there are people that are loyal to the teams, but as a whole, the market isn't big enough for like these teams to really kind of grow. And then when they do good for a while, yeah, you get the bandwagon. They're like, yeah, they're good. We'll support them now. And then nothing happens again.
Why are you just supporting them when they're good? You're a bad fan.
I'm not a bad fan.
You're a fair-weathered fan.
No. I have expectations. Is that's the thing. If they're bad, like the Coyotes, the past couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have not. There's like maybe this year they might have a chance to make the playoffs. They're doing okay. They're playing like mediocre hockey, but they were garbage the past couple of years, right? But I would still watch the games just because I knew they were going to be garbage. And even then, like the past 10 years, my sports tastes have also changed. Whereas I will sit there and watch, you know, a bad hockey game over a good football game any day of the week. And I've done it before, you know?
Right.
And so it's also, you know, that correlates directly to when I got into NASCAR. Once I got into NASCAR, I had a sport where it wasn't 5 seconds of a play, sit for a minute and a half. 5 seconds in a play, sit for a minute and a half.
Right, but that's just a matter of preference. That is your preference.
Yeah.
It doesn't change the fact that you claim to be a fan, and when they're doing well, you're very excited for them, and when they're not doing well, you are like, like.
Well, yeah, and I mean, the Cardinals may have a chance now that what's his face has been gone. Like but they didn't come out and say, "Look, we're going to have a rough one." The Coyotes came out and said, "We're going to have a rough one. Just bear with us." Mm-hmm. Like they came out and admitted they're going to suck. Cardinals didn't. Like everyone knew. The NFL knew because they didn't give them any primetime games this year. Like they're not a TV football team. They knew. And so, yeah, it's one of those where, what is that? Oh, those are cool. I like those things. What am I doing? Hold on, I got distracted. It's one of those where you just can't be as loyal as you want to be because you feel like you get screwed over.
I still think this is a you thing.
It's not a me thing. That's like directly connected to a path. Why is it? People aren't gonna be able to get out. It's gonna be funny. Remember that one time we did that one house?
People can't get out of this one?
I don't know. It says not connected to a path, but it is.
There, maybe now it's fixed.
If I put it like this, and then like this, and then like this. There, it's better. Okay, now it's working.
But, you know, so I was listening to, and I know you're tired of hearing about Travis Kelce, but him and his brother have a podcast. It's called On New Heights Podcast. And I think the Kelce brothers are only like 18 months apart in age. They're pretty close in age. And they were talking about, you know, their home life growing up. Apparently, their parents had been separated for years. They were still living in the same house, but they were not together. They were in separate rooms. And Travis was talking about how, you know, he would notice that when he went to his friend's house, their parents stayed in the same room and his parents didn't, but he didn't really put it together. And I guess as soon as both the boys had gone off to college, they finally separated. They're still friends to this day because they spent many years not wanting to be married, but having to be married. So they learned how to coexist, basically. And I just think it's really interesting because that dynamic has returned. There's a lot of families doing that, and it's out of necessity now because after COVID, people could not afford to live on their own. So COVID brought a lot of ends of a lot of marriages, but they couldn't separate.
Gotta keep them separated.
And you know, this is something you and I have talked about. Not that we would necessarily do this, but how hard it would be to do that.
Right.
Because you get to this point where you don't want to look at that person's face anymore. And if you still have to coexist or you have to live together for financial reasons, whatever it is, that must suck.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. I can't imagine. I've been divorced. I would not want to live with my ex necessarily. I know there's situations where that's not the case, where you just outgrew each other. But if both people didn't figure out that they've outgrown each other, then it makes it challenging, because then somebody still has feelings, somebody still is upset or hurt or, you know, whatever. And it is true, the person that you marry is not the person you divorce, because things get ugly.
It's true. People change. I mean, people get divorced because of change, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's why my first marriage didn't last, but.
Because you guys changed?
Oh, a lot. Yeah. There was a lot of, going through your 20s. Yeah. You grow, and that's life.
Well, and I feel like there have been things that have gone on with you, or even with me, different personality traits, different issues that you and I have now collectively gone and gotten help for. And even though I feel as though my previous marriage didn't end in a way that I could control, did I have some common denominator issues that I had to acknowledge? Yes, I did. And so I think that's always an important thing to focus on, is you can't make yourself the absolute victim, because you're not going to learn, you're not going to grow. Like, you have to accept that you had flaws within that partnership as well.
Yeah, that's just how it is.
So we did not have a Bickerman of the week, but what we're going to discuss is a new segment called work topics, or
yeah, I haven't really narrowed down a name yet, but it's just like, because random conversations you have at work is kind of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few. Well, one happened this week when I was on a job doing something, and my boss wanted me to get some information. And 99.
You have to describe your boss first.
My boss is from Jersey.
Very
use guys' Jersey, right? So he's doing
Italian.
He's doing his thing and talking his way and doing all that fun stuff. And then why is no one doing our stuff? No one's stocking our stores. Oh, probably because they can't get to them. Sorry. I mean, let me fix this real fast. Then I'll. But yeah, he's very Jersey. We call him Jersey Mike. That's his name. And I went to the store. He said, "Hey, I need you to get information. This is what's going on." He's like, "Hey, their internet's down." I'm looking at the logs. It seems like it's going down for 3 minutes. 3 minutes was the key here. Because, well, it was. It is. It's the primary dropped. The secondary tried to take over. Primary comes back up. Secondary hands it off again. Primary comes back online. It takes 3 minutes for that to happen. So I go and I'm explaining, everything I need to do, or what we're going to need to do, what they're going to need to purchase.
And is that something that you commonly look for, as like a pattern?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, if there's a pattern, it's easier. That's what I'm saying. There was a pattern. It wasn't when it was happening, but the time was very right there, right on that mark. And so we know, okay, cool, we're gonna have to replace this. That's the thing. So they get the quote. So I'm talking to the general manager, And he's just like, yeah, this has been going on. It just cuts in and out and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, we got this. And he's asking about the quote he got for like $5,000 for these new switches. And I'm like, well, theoretically, they're going to help. Yes, they'll do this, this, and this. But I can't say yes or no until we put them in, And then he goes, the other issue, I'm like, yeah, your internet issue's been doing. He's like, yeah, it's been a couple months now. He's like, and he looks at me dead in the face and goes, the internet cuts out and goes down for 3 minutes. I timed it. And I was like, that's all the information I need to know right there. Like, you're the smartest person I've had to talk to like in a while who actually had the information.
You the exact
they gave me the exact information, right? And I told them that, like, that's exactly what we're looking for. Like, that's exactly what we saw. We know exactly that's the problem. We know that is the problem now.
So you're able to narrow it down to him.
Absolutely correlated directly to that piece of equipment that was going up and down. So I call my boss. And he's like, all right, what do you say? All that fun stuff of like not expecting anybody. I said, first thing I said to him, he said that the internet goes down for exactly 3 minutes. And he's like, 3 minutes? I'm like, he timed it 3 minutes. And he started laughing and was like, yeah, he's like, that never happens. You never get useful information from these people. I was like, I know. Yeah, it takes a while to get information from people because we don't all speak the same language. That's the problem. We got to decipher what people are saying. And he's just like, the internet goes down 3 minutes. And I was like, he's like, oh, well, we know what the problem is. And in the IT world, that's like finding a diamond in the rough. You got the one time in my career so far, an end user who wasn't like technical savvy, gave the exact answer we needed. Like, it was the exact answer we needed. So that was fun.
Yeah, I can, I don't know if you remember this, but my previous job, when I was a director for a retirement community, and anytime anything went wrong, I got called. And so I get a call at 3 a.m. that our call light system is down. And obviously that's an IT issue. So I call our IT company. They don't answer. And then their after hours number says, well, we don't know if they're going to be calling you back tonight. And I said, okay, this is an after hours emergency number. I have vulnerable adults that I am dealing with. And you're telling me that you cannot give me a confirmation that you are going to be able to fix this and reach out to me tonight. No, I can't give you that confirmation. I said, okay, you have 10 minutes to call me back with an answer. And if you don't have an answer in 10 minutes, we are voiding your contract. So they didn't call me back in 10 minutes. And so obviously Hok works in this industry. And I said, do you know how, and I don't even remember what it was. I think we had to get the IP address off of a network or something like that. And so I said, do you know how to get this information? He goes, yeah. And I said, okay, I need you to come with me. So at 3 a.m, I hauled my husband to work with me to resolve this issue that our IT team just didn't think was important to deal with. And so we get there, and it was almost the same scenario because we logged into the system, could not find the information we needed. We logged in somewhere else, couldn't find that. I happened to open a cabinet, and Hok looked up and he said, should we call this number? And that was the number that we called and was able to fix our issue. And it was a company we didn't even have a contract with anymore, but somehow they walked me through how to fix it. And so Hok was able to go through the system and do his software mumbo jumbo that I don't understand to get it fixed and get it back online.
Why aren't you building these rides with the blueprints?
I don't know.
You all the decorations with them.
I have no idea. I have forgotten how to play this game.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I have no place to put this massive roller coaster now.
So anyway, family updates. Because we've had a lot of things going on. Obviously, with the tech issues, we haven't been able to go over as many things as we wanted to. We had every intention of releasing a couple episodes last week, and that didn't happen. So, we've had some fun and interesting things going on. We're planning a Disney trip for the end of this month for our family early Christmas present. So that's going to be really special because we haven't been to Disneyland during Christmas time. So it's going to be a very magical experience. And our youngest child, our son, he's at that age where we're not going to have very many more magical Christmases, if you know what I mean. And so we're going to get the most out of this event that we can. We're going to do all the parades, and we're going to see Santa, and we're just going to do it all. So it's very exciting. We can't wait. We also are in the process of doing a HELOC loan to do some upgrades on our house. And so we've been meeting with people to get quotes. Just a pro tip, landscapers suck. They don't return calls half the time or don't show up when they say they're going to. And then just say, oh, I'll show up at this time when you're not there. That'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's been our week, is just having we'll be there, and then no shows, and then we'll be there, and then no shows.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's always fun.
We are getting a barn in the back, and so that's really exciting. That's fun. It's gonna have a loft. And then we're going to get our property gated because we do have acreage, and so we want to enclose that as much as possible. And we're going to get our roof fixed and just get some things done. But after the irritation with the landscapers, we're halfway tempted to just purchase the equipment ourselves and do it ourselves. So,
but yeah, I mean, I guess that was if the cost is going to be about what it is to just do it ourselves.
It's not even that. It's like we know we're getting screwed around by a couple of these people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What they're saying and what we know something should cost are very different. But they think that we're very naive and we haven't looked into a lot of this stuff ourselves. So we let them talk and get the quote and get the ideas. And then we may just end up doing it ourselves.
Absolutely. And I'm okay with that.
Whether we purchase a tractor or rent a tractor, whatever we decide to do, we do have land, so it wouldn't hurt us to own a tractor. I know that. But, you know, we would like to do this the most effective way possible. Luckily, we're in a really good situation. I purchased my home when the market had crashed, so I got a great deal in my home, which means there's a lot of equity. And so we're able to do things that we wouldn't have necessarily been able to do otherwise. So that's exciting and fun and something that we're looking forward to. We've been going and designing our barn, which was a lot of fun. Hok's still trying to talk me into buying a new car.
Nah, I gave up on that.
We are going to be looking for a car for our oldest because she'll start driving in February. So that'll be good.
That'll be fun, yeah.
And I'm really excited about trying to find something kind of plain for her that we can dress up with accessories and things like that. I think that she would love that.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have a great time with it.
So that's kind of our plan with that. And we're gonna have a great trip in a couple weeks to Disneyland. And my brother is staying here. He took 3 days off work. And when I said, well, you didn't have to take 3 days off work, you could have just, you know, stayed here and checked on the animals. And he said, yeah, but I just want to stay with the cat.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the cat.
Everybody wants to be around the cat.
Everybody loves, she is the sweetest thing. And, you know, we had a scare with her. We had to take her to the vet. The vet was amazing. She's been feeling better. She's fat now, which I love because I think she might have been sick as soon as we got her because she was so skinny, and now she's just a chub. So it's really exciting, and she's just so lovey and purrs louder than you've ever heard in your life. And so my brother, the non-cat guy, is like, I just want to come and hang out with the cat.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Why wouldn't you want to?
So he took 3 days off work to sit here with the cat.
Yeah, because why not, right?
It's really sweet, honestly. But that's all we got for today, guys. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and press the notifications. Is that the one?
Sure.
Little bell.
Like, subscribe, notify.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Aw, Potato, why you gotta be so cute?